Hey viewers, this time we're going to look at mods that overhaul another disappointing faction that's only slightly less neglected than the Triggermen, Gunners. Gunners are effectively just raiders with a military/mercenary theme, and the lore surrounding them is very sparse. I think it's obvious at some point the Minutemen questline was planned to involve dislodging the Gunners from Quincy ruins and rebuilding the city, in which case the Gunners would have been fleshed out more, but Bethesda pulled a Bethesda and underdelivered. Of course, the modding community arrived to pick up the pieces as always. There's plenty of mods aiming to improve the Gunners, some of them too big for me to review here. Sim Settlements 2 makes Gunners the main antagonist faction and gives them actual characters and a detailed backstory, but I don't have time to play through all that. I've barely made any progress in Chapter 1. I wish I had a cryostasis chamber, or something like the remote control in the movie Click, you know, with Adam Sandler, to let me pause time for a month, make a perfect video with no mistakes, then unpause and release something new every single day. Sadly, I don't have that kind of technology, so I can't cover everything. I'm also still torturing myself by staying on the next-gen update too, so that further limits my reviewing possibilities. Still, I examined as many mods as I could. I didn't bother with mods that had too many annoying requirements, or ones that just dump hundreds of extra Gunners into the world. I tried to focus on finding good stuff. So, what good stuff did I find? Not much really. Diverse Gunners and Alias Gunners are as invaluable for improving the Gunners as they were for the Triggermen. Tumbajamba's heavy shotgun and combat armor adds a fun new weapon and armor set, nothing amazing, but worth throwing into a load order. Gunner Faction Armor Pack and Gunners Revisited Wasteland Grunts Standalone were the only armor mods I found that didn't have the typical dismemberment and VATS problems most armor mods have, but their quality is very low compared to Gunner Outfit Pack. So if you don't care about seeing some floating headgear once in a while, get Gunner Outfit Pack with Forest Gimp's updated leveled list integration patch. The Sim Settlements Conqueror Gunners Faction Pack is also pretty good. I can imagine using it for a Sim Settlements Conqueror playthrough. Those are the mods I found notable. Now let's take a look at them all in depth. First up, we've got Imposing Gunner Skulls. It turns the cartoony, low-resolution skull graffiti you'll find in Gunner areas into something higher resolution, more intimidating, and less crude. I can't deny it looks a little bit better. Not a bad mod to start off with. Second, we've got City of Quincy, New Settlement. It lets you use Quincy ruins as a settlement location, which honestly is what the vanilla game should have let you do. The workshop is on top of Mama Murphy's old room. Strangely, you don't have to clear out all the enemies before accessing the workshop. Once you use it, Quincy acts like any other settlement, although you'll need to pick up and replace the beds that already exist there to make them functional. There's also tons of objects you can't scrap due to them being part of precombines. You could load scrap anything to delete whatever you want, but then your frame rate will take a nosedive. Unless you get the no random enemies version of the mod, Gunners will periodically respawn near the city entrances and freeway every few days, which some might find annoying. Other than that, this is an okay mod. I can't guarantee the long-term stability of building in Quincy, and a lot of Nexus commenters seem to have problems, but I don't see the harm in giving it a try. Third, we've got Gunners Overhaul, Initially Friendly Gunners. Its biggest feature is making the Gunners friendly to start with. They act like a regular faction, only turning hostile if you steal from or kill their members. In the event you do, you'll get a bounty. To facilitate this, dozens of cells are edited to make previously unowned items owned by the Gunners. If you have a bounty with them, you can pay it off by talking to Gunner contractors at Bunker Hill, Dugout Inn, and the Third Rail. You can also generate Radiant missions by talking to these contractors. Sadly, they are unvoiced, but regular Gunner chit-chat is voiced, and the acting quality isn't terrible.
Keep walking.
Hey there.
To get a new contract.
You're supposed to be able to buy items from Gunner quartermasters and recruit mercenaries to follow you, but I wasn't able to get either of those features to work. I did manage to talk to a Gunner beast hunter and get a quest to kill a nearby behemoth, though. Once you complete taking Independence for the Minutemen, the Gunners are supposed to turn hostile, but completing the quest stage with the console commands didn't make them turn for me. Maybe you have to do it the proper way, but I don't have time for that. All in all, from what I saw, this isn't a terrible mod. If you're going to use it, get the Audio Overhaul Project patch. It gives the unvoiced Gunners voices and greatly increases the quality of the voice acting.
You've got the caps, I'll watch your back. 500 caps, non-negotiable.
Hey there.
Better watch yourself around here.
Fourth, we've got another mod called Gunners Overhaul. How confusing. This one adds a gunner material to combat armor, as well as T45, T51, and T60 power armors. Sadly, because it came out before the Creation Club, it overwrites and erases the keyword Creation Club paint jobs need to function. Regardless, you can add the material to armor yourself by picking up schematics inside the Gunner's Plaza broadcast room. They're right next to the small gun's bobblehead. The mod also adds a few new faces to Gunners, or rather it replaces Vanilla's duplicate faces with unique ones, so every Gunner NPC has a unique face. There's still not many face varieties, however, maybe 20 at most. This particular change conflicts with diverse Gunners, but you should be able to load diverse Gunners below this mod to overwrite it. Additionally, weapon level lists of the Gunners are edited to remove the double barrel shotgun and add submachine guns. Why? I don't know. There's a patch called Gunner's Overhaul No Conflicts that simply adds the paint jobs without editing any vanilla records. You'll need to install the base mod, disable its ESM, and use the No Conflicts ESL instead. If you actually want to use these Gunner materials, that's the way to do it, because the mod's other changes are worthless. Okay, fifth, we've got Gunner Outfit Pack Standalone. This is a huge mod, adding 215 Gunner-themed pieces of apparel. You can craft them in a chemistry lab effectively for free, or find all of them in a cheat chest next to the boss chest in the Gunner's Plaza broadcast room. These are some beautiful outfits, and they fit well with the vanilla game's art style. There's certainly no modern military influence here. Most of the textures are 1K or 2K, and they look excellent up close. Despite the quality, there's a superabundance of quantity as well, just a staggering number of outfits, helmets, backpacks, hats, you name it. Most of them don't have many attachments, only lining and ballistic weave generally. Armor values aren't too crazy, so the outfits are balanced decently enough. Limb dismemberment is pretty typical for outfit mods. It's either disabled or you'll see missing gore caps. Head destruction often leaves behind floating goggles or helmets. Sometimes you can see the wrong body parts being highlighted in VATS too, but these are minor issues that are par for the course, really. Heavy outfits block the Pip-Boy in first person, but there's a patch to fix it, so that complaint is moot. The only other problem with the mod is a lack of leveled list integration, which has led to various patches to add it, so let's look at those. One of them is Gunner Outfit Extreme Overhaul. First off, it removes the cheat chest and all crafting recipes. It also adds the mod's apparel to Gunner outfit records, separating them into 3 ranks depending on player level. At high levels, you'll be seeing a lot of heavy and spec ops outfits. It's a sensible way to divvy up the outfits, but not nearly as good as the next option, Gunner Outfit Pack NPC Leveled List Integration. What I like about this option is Gunners will wear rank-appropriate uniforms, pilots wear pilot jumpsuits, conscripts will wear slave collars and wield batons since they're not trusted, combat engineers wear engineer outfits. It's awesome. Unfortunately, it uses the older 3.0 version of Gunner Outfit Pack, which has significantly fewer outfits, about half as many. So you'll need to use Forrest Gimp's Leveled List Integration Update to add the newer outfits. Once you do, you'll have a great experience. Note that the cheat chest and crafting recipes aren't modified. If you want those gone, you'll need to download separate patches. Gunner Outfit Replacer is another leveled list integration patch, and this is the most basic of them, only editing outfit records and not bothering with any rank-based or level-based system. You'll often see Gunner recruits wearing heavy armor or Spec Ops uniforms, which doesn't look right. I also saw a few naked Gunners. Comparing it to Forrest Gimp's patch, this one comes up lacking. That's Gunner Life. Gunner Outfit Pack distribution and balance fares slightly better. This is the only distribution mod that bothered to rebalance the armors. Generally they weigh more but have greater armor rating, making them more useful late game. It also removes the cheat chest in Gunner's Plaza. ChemLab crafting is disabled as well. Backpacks are given an accurate description of their effects instead of a vague one, so that's good. But the distribution is not nearly as good as Creodron's and Forrest Gimp's mod because the armor isn't separated by rank, only by player level into 4 tiers. I would say this is the second best integration option for Gunner Outfit Pack. Next, I'll quickly show off Desert Gunners, a Gunner Outfit Pack retexture, which is compatible with any integration mod since it's just a tan retexture for all outfits. If you're using a desert landscape overhaul, this is a must download. Lively's Crafting Tweaks is yet another add-on for Gunner Outfit Pack. It's got a version for the Standalone Workbenches mod and a vanilla version. I only looked at the vanilla version. All it does is edit the crafting recipes to make them fair. Instead of every outfit requiring one cloth, they need various resources: glass, leather, circuitry, screws, steel, you get the picture. You can also only craft gunner outfits after clearing Gunner's Plaza. The No Craft mod just removes the crafting recipes altogether, along with the cheat chest. It's useful if you're using an integration patch that doesn't already remove the recipes and chest. Finally, we're on to mod number 6, Winterized Gunner Outfit Pack. This one isn't as big as the last mod, but it still contains about 40 outfits. There's no leveled list integration. You can only get the outfits by crafting them or looting them from a chest inside an APC on the road next to Robotics Disposal Ground. Like usual, with these outfits, dismemberment is either disabled or you wish it was disabled because there's missing gore caps. Most of the outfits have poor armor ratings, but they do support ballistic weave generally, so overall they're not underpowered or overpowered. They look really good, just as good as the last mod. If you want them in leveled lists though, you're going to need to use a patch, and there's only one of them this time. The integration is very simple with no level scaling. It just dumps all the apparel into Gunner outfit records, which is acceptable, I guess. 7th, we've got Fatigues Extended Military Outfits Leveled List for Gunner. This is an incredibly simple mod. It only edits the leveled list for Gunner underarmor to add the fatigues from Fatigues Extended. Simple. There's 6 different fatigues and a cap. The fatigues all disable limb dismemberment, and the cap floats when the head it's attached to gets destroyed. Also, wrist seams look more visible when characters wear these outfits. There's always wrist seams, even in vanilla, but these outfits make them more pronounced, I don't know why. Other than that, I suppose the fatigues look alright, although they pale in comparison to what Gunner Outfit Pack offers. 8th, we've got the Black Ops Cold War Outfit Pack, a Gunner's Replacer. This one makes Gunners wear 16 outfits taken from Black Ops Cold War, although most of them seem to wear the Port Nova uniform. Most of the outfits they wear are of Soviet origin, but a few aren't. You can also craft the outfits at a chemistry workbench. Limb dismemberment is disabled for characters wearing these outfits, and the Alton helmet floats after head destruction and weirdly makes a glass sound when you shoot at it. All that I could live with, but the outfits are also bugged in a way that makes it impossible to target the limbs of characters wearing them in VATS. That's a huge problem. At least the armors have plenty of attachments, but they also have some ridiculously overpowered statistics. As far as I'm concerned, they're unusable for enemies. It would be fine to equip yourself or your companions with them, but I wouldn't let the enemy use them. Another weird change is the mod turns Captain Wes into Capitan Wes, like he's French or something. I don't know why. Next mod. 9th is Call of Duty Shadow Company Outfit Pack Gunners. With this mod, Gunners will all be wearing the Shadow Company armor from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the new one, not the 2009 game. You can craft the armor at a chem lab with no requirements or find it on Gunners, although since they're very protective, Gunners will be a much tougher fight now. They even sometimes spawn with ballistic weave applied. The outfits are in a realistic, modern style that some people will love, but you know the drill by now. Limb dismemberment is disabled, and headgear is left floating upon head destruction. I sound like a broken record repeating that shit. The outfits also have the VATS problem. You can't target certain limbs, or sometimes the head, in VATS, rendering it practically unusable. These Shadow Company outfits would work acceptably for the player and their companions, but they do not work when applied to enemy factions. 10th, we've got Anime Race, Raiders, and Gunners. I'm just fucking with you. I'm not reviewing that shit. 10th, we've got Sexy Gunner Harness. Nah, I'm just fucking with you again. For real, 10th is Gunner Armor Expansion. It features 11 armor pieces and dozens of attachments for them. You can craft all the armors at a chemistry workbench or find them on Gunners with the leveled list plugin. The good of this mod is the actual appearance of the armors and the crazy amount of customization they have. Most armors can take ballistic weave, and they've got all sorts of color options. They're definitely in the modern military camp, so those who enjoy that will be happy. They're not too overpowered either. Unfortunately, the bad is typical of armor mods. You can't dismember enemies wearing the armors, and any helmet or balaclava will stay floating when the head is destroyed or severed. You also can't target the limbs in VATS of any character wearing the armors, and for me, these are complete deal breakers. So I don't like this mod. 11th, we've got Tumbajamba's Heavy Shotgun and Gunner Armor. Like you'd expect from the name, it adds both of these things into Fallout 4. The Heavy Shotgun is added to leveled lists via scripted injection, appearing on Brotherhood soldiers and Gunners after level 20. You might also find it on legendary enemies and bosses. It has one unique variant, the Green Machine, which can be found on a boss called Puta Madre Brother at South Boston Military Checkpoint. He's also the only person wearing the Heavy Gunner armor set. The armor disallows dismemberment, but since it's only worn by one guy, it's not such a big deal. It looks pretty damn badass once you're wearing it yourself. Some beautiful 2K texture work here. It's a well-balanced set of armor too, being extremely heavy, but on par with marine armor with a special resistance to explosions, so not overpowered. As for the heavy shotgun, it uses flamer animations which look fine, and has a decent number of attachments: 15 receivers, 4 barrels, 8 magazines, 4 sights, 2 muzzle devices, a shield, and enclave paint. It's a pretty fun weapon to use. The Green Machine Unique fires radioactive rockets, which is crazy fun. I love it. This is a pretty good mod. 12th, we've got Look at Me, Gunner Edition, a mod with the sole goal of giving gunners some new attire. It gives them uniforms from the Private Military Company and Cross Children of Adam mods, and rebalances those mods' statistics and crafting recipes. I like the new camouflage patterns, but I can't help but think the ballistic masks make all the gunners look like Batman. These masks and the PMC helmets float in midair after head destruction, limb dismemberment is disabled for all armors, and it's impossible to target certain limbs in VATS thanks to them. These problems kill my interest in the mod, but at least McCready's got himself a nice unique outfit, and the outfits have a lot of customizability. They're not overpowered, but I'd much rather use Gunner Outfit Pack. It has more variety, fewer problems, and fits better with the vanilla game. And that criticism extends to the Redux version too. Look at Me, Gunner Redux has slightly different requirements, but all the same VATS and dismemberment problems. The gunners are wearing slightly darker camouflage this time, that's something. All outfits have a GNR prefix, so you know what mod they come from. I'm really struggling to come up with anything to say here. This is a slightly better mod than the original Look at Me Gunners, if only because there's a few more outfits and extraneous requirements have been removed, but I definitely still prefer Gunner Outfit Pack. 14th, we've got Gunner Faction Armor Pack. It's an old NIF-bashed mod that adds a few pieces of armor to Gunner-leveled lists. I suppose by that standard it's not so bad. There's no ChemLab crafting, and the armors have no attachments and quite crappy stats. This feels like a nice Vanilla Plus mod. It's nice to see the gunners with some slightly heavier armor, and there's no problems in VATS or with dismemberment. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this mod. It's decent, especially for the time it came out. 15th, we've got a mod that really intrigued me. It's a self-admittedly incomplete overhaul of the gunners. It comes with a bunch of Audacity projects, there's a design document detailing a whole questline involving Nuka World and the Enclave and some ancient order. I wondered how much of that actually got done before the mod was abandoned. Since there's almost no downloads and no interest in this mod, I was curious to find the answer. Sadly, it seems almost nothing was done. There's a few extra notes and gunner corpses placed around the Commonwealth, adding basically nothing to the game. Some of the notes don't even work. There's also plenty of identical to master records that show how amateurish this mod is. The most interesting thing I found was Gunner Claws. Yes, Gunner Death Claws are added to the exterior of Gunner's Plaza. Fighting them is about the most excitement you'll get out of this mod. 16th, we've got Sim Settlement's Conqueror Faction Pack Gunner. And just like the Faction Pack for the Triggermen, this works great, and this time the flag isn't missing its texture. It seems to have been made to proper specifications for a Conqueror Faction Pack, and that's great. I don't have anything bad to say about it. 17th, we've got Diverse Gunners. Adding extra face variation to Gunners is much more important than it was for Triggermen, since there are way more Gunners in the Commonwealth. If you're paying attention, it's easy to notice all the clones everywhere. The vanilla game only features 13 faces for Gunners, and some of those are duplicates, so there's barely any variety. With Diverse Gunners, the count is raised to 200, so every face you look at will be unique. The Immersion Pack adds height scaling to the Gunners and adds Clean Army fatigues to their leveled lists. This edit doesn't cause any serious conflicts, so don't worry. 18th, we've got Alias Gunners, and because I'm still living through the next-gen nightmare, I can't give it a proper review, it just makes the game crash. It's not the mod's fault, of course, it's Bethesda's fault. 19th, we've got Gunners Revisited Wasteland Grunts Standalone. This is an updated version of a very old mod from 2016. I decided to review it instead of the old version. Unlike any other mod I'm covering today, it uses scripted leveled list injection to add apparel to Gunner leveled lists, although it still manually edits those same leveled lists, so it's kind of a mess. Besides looting Gunners, you can also craft the apparel at a chemistry workbench. They look okay. I'm not a big fan of the combat battle plate. It looks weirdly low res for some reason. It also has too much damage resistance. Most of the fatigues can take ballistic weave, but they're not too overpowered, I guess. Trying to rate the balance of armor is a fool's errand in Fallout 4, since the vanilla game is also completely unbalanced. I guess I'm a fool. I like the 1950s, 1960s military theme these outfits have. It feels very vanilla-like, and dismemberment and VATS are flawless, probably because a lot of these are retextures. This is another fairly decent mod. 20th, and finally, thank the 8 Divines, we've got Gunner's Synthetic Facelift. The requirements for this one are really annoying, and once you download them all to get rid of that red exclamation warning in Mod Organizer 2, you'll probably wish you hadn't bothered. It only edits the appearance of a dozen or so named Gunners. Captain West gets a new face, so does Bullet, Tessa, Captain Bridget, and they all look more attractive. Captain West especially gets a transformative makeover. He's a totally different person. I suppose if you want to make all the main characters in Fallout 4 attractive, the synthetic facelift mods are a great choice. Unfortunately, I've run out of time, but at least I managed to cover a few good mods, and I hope that benefited you in some way. Probably not, though, let's be honest. You've only got 40 million minutes to live on average, and I just wasted 21 of them. Doesn't that just suck? Oh well. Toodle!